Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I upgraded the most anticipated game of the year, Comic Hunters. This game is amazing. It has 4 different drafting mechanics that you get to utilize throughout the course of the game. Each draft mechanic looks drastically different from the other, and I get to do some really fun, exciting things. The best part is that these cards are actually comic book covers, which made me think, if I wanted to upgrade this game, I think I could do that. Because why have cards when you can actually have comic book covers? Yeah, that's right. The best way to upgrade Comic Book Hunters is to actually put your comics into this game. You can even customize the comics because the ones that they start off with are like Iron Man and Black Widow, Doctor Strange, and you may not like these characters. Like me, I like the X-Men the best, so it only seems fitting that I have comics like Wolverine, or Gambit, and the Externals, or X-Men. You can have Secret Avengers, because you gotta have some Avengers in there. You got some other Gambit comics. Anyways, you can really diversify and personalize this to your liking when you upgrade it this way. And also, what an amazing way to show people your love. I mean, we're always looking for ways to impress people with the way our games look. I mean, what's going to be more impressive? These cards all splayed out sprayed out in a display, or these spread out. Now that's a comic book collection. Yeah. And if you're worried about, well, how are you going to shuffle that, Daniel? That's fine. Look at these things are solid as cards. You just lift them up and you go boop, 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 boop. And just like that, shuffled. Now you also might be asking, well, what happens? How do you know which ones are from the blue era, the green era, the red era? Well, simple enough. You just put a card in the back of the board. And just like that, I know these are now age 2 comics and these are age 3 comics. See? Simple fix. Now, the worst part about Comic Hunters is these little chits that it comes with. That determines which comics are the most valuable, your points, and all of that. That's just too janky. We need something more substantial, something that's going to pop out on the table. So, for the first replacement for the chits I have is for this secret stash track. Cards. That's right. Why have a track of 15 numbers on a board when you can be dealt 15 unique cards, and those cards can now be your money? So you're like, I'm going to spend 6 money for that auction right there, which leaves me with 1. Okay, well, I can keep 1 for the next round. That's fine. All right, and if the cards aren't an upgrade enough for you, go ahead and just use full-on decks. Overpower cards work well. Maybe sets of legendary or sets of versus. Either way, you gotta have enough cards for everybody. So cards, whole decks, either way, wonderful. Most important one is the priority to determine which comic series is going to be worth the most. Is it going to be Gambit? Is it going to be Wolverine? Is it going to be Iron Man? Well, instead of using the little chits, you can actually use action figures. Yeah, that's right. How appealing is that going to be? You can say, oh, look at that. Hulk is the most expensive, then Loki, and the X-Men, and Wolverine. And then last is Spider-Man. Maybe some Rogue comics, Colossus. Now that, I'm telling you, is going to bring attention to your game on game night. So upgrade. You need to have a good stack of comics, so just grab the comics that are laying around your house. You need some extra cards for money, and you need good action figures to randomize the value of your comics. And once you have that, you're good as gold. This is the best upgrade for Comic Book Hunters. So let's get this pack away, and can't use a box like this anymore. You got to use an actual comic box. Store all this stuff in there. It works perfectly. Perfectly. And there you have it. And the best part is, it fits perfectly on your shelf. Let's get rid of a few games. perfect. And that, my friends, is how you upgrade comic book hunters.